Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Uh, I'm in a little bit different location this time. Hopefully, you can still hear me well. And let me know if you don't hear me, because, well, things is a little bit different now. Nevertheless, I'd like to continue working on Terraform-aws modules and maybe fix some bugs, maybe work something, maybe make something new. I don't know. I have received, I can see this now, there is a comment or question. Let's see. Yeah, there is a question. Please build a project that has all tools, infrastructure as code, GitOps, Kubernetes, observability, monitoring, CI, CD, etc. It will probably take a bit more than a few live streams. And I'm not sure that this is actually so useful if it's so big. Instead, I would rather make something much smaller. And that's why I'm really focusing on just a subset of it. You can probably apply this information or this knowledge to build the rest. But I completely agree that it makes sense to build something bigger at some point. So maybe that's a good idea. In particular, I'm looking forward to work on some architecture solution published by AWS, where they're using CloudFormation or UI, and I don't think it's a really good idea. So yeah, but this is definitely not for today. So thanks everyone for joining, and thanks everyone for commenting, which is pretty cool. I don't see the username of somebody from LinkedIn, but the person says that I have a Terraform exam in 1.5 hours. So good, my live stream is 1 hour long, so you should be good to go. But in any case, yeah, I wish you good luck. And if you have been clicking through Terraform for some time, you will definitely pass this exam. I'm pretty sure. Uh, I have heard that they have removed some Terraform Cloud or Terraform Enterprise questions from the exam, which is pretty good. Hello, Metis. Yeah, I don't see name, so that's why for you, for me, it's just LinkedIn user. Okay, but yeah, good luck to you, Metis. And yeah, hello, George, and hi, Alessamen from Noria. I'm currently based in Spain, uh, which is pretty cool place. Well, not cool, it's actually a pretty warm place to live. So I'm gonna to stay here for a few weeks now. Uh, okay, Vrashab is right, and actually I'm applying for SRE fellowship. Please help me briefly suggest a project that will showcase SRE skills with no drawbacks. Well, SRE skills with no drawbacks. Well, that's a hard guess, I would say, because in most cases it's over-engineered like hell. Uh, I would say that if you look into something big, for example, mm, what was it? Let me see. EKS blueprints. I'm not sure that I want to say that this is good piece of engineering, to be honest. But where is my button to click? Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So this repository is pretty big. At least it will show you lots of things around Kubernetes, so that you have a lot of examples and a lot of modules. It's all based around AWS or Amazon EKS, and it shows a bunch of different patterns how you can use them. For example, it will show you how to use add-ons and how to use different examples like Argo CD, Carpenter, and maybe something else. In some cases, it's it's not something what I have heard positive feedback from people using it. A lot of people say like, oh my God, how this crap can even exist. And nevertheless, it exists. Some people use it. A lot of people question why it exists. I also question why it exists in first place. But I'm not the one who developed it, and I'm not the one who can blame it. So yeah, take a look into this project, and hopefully you will find something there. Yeah, okay, good. So EKS blueprint is one. Okay, let's move on. For some reason, I don't see questions from YouTube here. Oh my God, there are more questions here. Oh, well, it looks like it's gonna to be a pretty interactive stream. Oh my God, there are so many questions. Not questions, but things to read. How do you manage ECS container definitions that are created with Terraform? I mean, once it's created, how do deploy next version of the application? Well, I usually say that if you start using uh, if you start using, there are two ways. You do everything without or with Terraform. ECS is definitely one of the most popular modules which we have. It has been released or updated quite deeply and quite thoughtfully recently, and it was really created 6 years ago by some people who don't work with it anymore. The point is that we have this ECS module where you can create a lot of these things independently. So for example, you can create clusters and services all in one call, or you can create things independently, like cluster separately and then services separately. Answering your question about task definitions, the way we are dealing with it now, let me see, it's inside of, it's easy to see inside of modules, service, main, and here, let me see, yes, we have two different resources ECS servers. If you want to do everything with Terraform, then you will have to change task definition. It will create new one and it will deploy it as normally, nothing special. But in most cases, people want to deploy things separately. So they create cluster services and maybe initial task using Terraform, but then they deploy using something else, some other tools. And in this case, you need to specify ignore task definition changes, which will lead to the creation of this resource, and it will be ignored here, which is exactly what you want. So your task definition upgrade process will happen independently. I would use this way pretty much exclusively without, yeah, maybe with some exceptions, but this is definitely my recommended way to do things. And I have not been using ECS for a few years, but I remember there were a lot of challenges with it before, how to do this, but it was a long time ago. So yeah, this module is the line 394. It's exactly what you need. Hello from Israel, from Tel Aviv. Hello, Simon. You should see Romania now. 40 degrees now. Yeah, 40 degrees. I think we have around the same here in Valencia. Yeah, pretty much every day except today. Today is very cold day. I mean, it's 24. And when there is a change in the container definition, if we apply through Terraform, it will override. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mentioned is that use ignore task definition, manage task definition separately, and you will be good to go. Very good question from Simon. Why use ECS and not EKS? Well, just because it is significantly simpler. And I'm still surprised at the amount of people who are blindly using EKS without understanding that it will cost them a lot of a lot of energy and a lot of money, is pretty big. Uh, I see ECS as being a very good service where people think that, oh, we need EKS. Well, but just look around. There are Fargate, and there are ECS with EC2 or ECS with Fargate if you want. So yeah, definitely I would use ECS, especially since most loads will actually never leave AWS. So if you use AWS, you already married to all AWS services, and it has pretty good integration with ECS. I mean, ECS has very good integration with the rest of AWS services, and they're always adding new capabilities. I think recently they have added uh, some improvements into blue-green deployment within, yeah, in regards to ECS. So blue-green deployment with code deploy were a little bit difficult, but now they have improved something there. I don't remember details, but yeah, that's so. In other words, for smaller deployments, we should use ECS. Well, I would say not for smaller deployments, absolutely, but for deployments where you want to actually understand what is going on. And that's really important because in ECS, things are significantly smaller and simpler to understand. You literally have, we have this drawing somewhere here, uh, probably here. Yeah, design. You can see this documentation here. Literally, that's all what you have. You have one cluster with multiple services within each. You have several uh, tasks. You have task in it, and you have what is it? Each task definition has several container definition. That's pretty much it. Um, yeah, and you have some ways to describe and to manipulate how scaling should happen. That's pretty much it. I mean, of course, there are a lot of other details and peculiarities, but in a nutshell, that's all what ECS is. It does not contain 25 different resources, and good luck to understand when things are going bad. Of course, when things go bad with ECS, you will be on your own at some place as well. But yeah, sometimes you will think like, oh, EKS is just better or easier, or everybody's using EKS, they cannot be wrong. Well, think twice about it, really. I mean, if there are people who are using it, it does not mean that you actually will have the same experience. Just try to read this documentation, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you will understand it. And by the way, answering one more question related to task definition, that's exactly the problem, and that's exactly the solution here. So if you read about this service, that's exactly a very good explanation of how things happen when you want to ignore task definition. Uh, yeah. Okay. So let's see. Let's do something useful. Thanks a lot for asking these questions. Uh, I'm glad to answer them, and maybe sometimes I don't know a lot about it, but yeah, at least I can point you to the direction where I think the solution can be found. So let's see what I have for today. Well, honestly, I don't have so much for today because I want to do the following. Yeah, first thing first, Terraform Weekly TF has crossed 5,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So 5,000 people subscribe through emails and reading information or newsletter, which I publish every Wednesday. I found different articles online, and I read them, and I only publish articles which I think will be helpful and they are of good quality. So you will not find articles about how to spin up three-tier infrastructure, though it is extremely popular for people to describe it one more time. It's so funny to read. Well, I don't read it to be honest, but I just scroll through it. Okay, so yeah, so 5,000 people. If you want to sponsor this, let me know, because currently I don't have companies who are sponsoring it, and it still takes some time from me. Also, just yesterday, I have crossed 4,000 followers on GitHub, which is pretty cool. So thanks everybody for following. The reason why people may be interested in following me is because I star a lot of repositories related to Terraform, and if you are into this field and you may want to find different projects which can be helpful, you can follow me, and then if you go to your homepage, github.com, you will see my activity inside of your newsfeed. I think it's pretty cool. And speaking of the content for today, well, 2 weeks ago, no, 1 week ago, I have published, or I have created a module which I called Terraform AWS Solutions. Uh, it is a set of standalone and reusable AWS DevOps solutions implemented as Terraform modules. So what it means is that when I work on something like for my customers, and there is some piece of Terraform configurations or some solutions which I implement, uh, I'd like to share it, and I'd like to publish it as reusable model so that other people can benefit from it. So, for example, um, this is the first solution which I used to implement a couple weeks ago or 1 week ago, uh, where CloudWatch log retention manager is helping you if you're using Lambda at Edge, for example, or some other CloudWatch log groups may not have retention set. So take a look into this solution example. As always, example is ready to use. You just need to run init plan apply. That's it. It's always self-contained. It's always executable right away. You don't have to know any other details. It's always as complete as possible. And what I want to do today is pretty much continuation of this one, because for one of my clients, um, I need to implement system manager. Well, now it's gonna to be just noise, I would say, because the server's name is pretty crazy. So what I need to do, I have a lot of EC2 instances, and sometimes they have different patches which needs to be installed. And for this, I can use SSM, which is System Manager, and I can, let's see, maybe here. Yeah, so what I need to do, I need to set up patch policy, or I need to patch these instances. Quite interestingly, I don't have instances in this account, I mean, in this demo AWS account. So maybe just to begin with, I will start a new instance. How can I start new instance? I mean, I don't see everything here in my screen. Let me move some windows. Okay, so if I launch instance, I need to launch one instance, and I call it test. So it doesn't really matter what I do here. I want to have, well, I need to install SSM into it, right? I need to install SSM agent, I guess. Is there SSM? SSM, no. Okay, so what I wanted to do, I wanted to spin up one EC2 instance, And then I need to use these capabilities of SSM to create patch policy. And patch policy essentially will uh, install the recommended dependencies every week, 2 o'clock at night on Sunday. Excellent. So that's exactly what I want to do, and write logs. And I want this to be available inside of all regions, right? That's it. There is no other things which I want to do. The problem here is, I mean, normally I would make this as Terraform and it would just work. But in reality, this is not supported inside of Terraform AWS provider. And how I know this, if I go to issues and if I search for SSM patch, for example, here I can see, I already looked through this before, so I know that there were no solution, like no resources which I can use. I think this one is, yeah, this one is the only issue which is related to the problem. So here we are, add support for patch policies, and Chris said that, hey, I want to have this resource created. This is potential configuration, and this is the resource name. So currently there is no resource like this. And I want to share one repository with you for the situations where you want to implement something with Terraform, but it's not yet available in the provider. 3 years ago, before COVID, I was traveling and I was giving talk around this topic. So manage any AWS resource with Terraform. And currently there are at least 5 ways how you can do this. So when resource is supported by Terraform, I put code obviously there. When resource is supported by CloudFormation, but not by Terraform AWS provider, then there is also option. And then there is a way to integrate with AWS SDK or CLI, I would say. I don't know why I put SDK here. Supported by AWS CLI and not in CloudFormation, then there is also solution, and so on. So there are four big ways how we can do this. And what I want to do with this case, I want to probably develop module which will be using either AWS CLI or maybe AWS CloudFormation if I have too much spare time to debug it. No, I don't have so much time to debug CloudFormation, sorry. No, so let's do it as AWS CLI solution. What it will mean, let me think. No, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. The best idea here would be to make a Lambda function which will be, no, not Lambda function, sorry. What I need to do, again, I need to create this patch policy resource. So first I need to identify where this resource is supported. I mean, is it supported inside of AWS CLI? Probably yes. If it is supported in AWS CLI, then I have to create this resource once and forget about it, because it will be doing the job on its own. I don't need to handle invocation of it, right? I mean, it will run by itself somehow. So it's like one-time operation. The question is where to put this thing. If I put this in AWS CLI and I call this AWS CLI from the module, Uh, is it a good idea? Well, it makes an assumption that users will use Linux, and in general, having Terraform module which will invoke AWS CLI is not the best thing. If I make this as a native Lambda function, then this native Lambda function will use AWS SDK, and it will create this resource. Is it good? Or third option, if I make CloudFormation stack and make a module, make Terraform module, which will create this CloudFormation stack, and CloudFormation stack will create this resource. So first of all, I have a suspicion that patch policy is not supported inside of CloudFormation. That's my first first assumption. If, by the way, if anyone has any experience with this service, please let me know. Maybe I'm doing something totally stupid. But I want to make this as a reusable solution, because eventually people are patching EC2 instances. So the reason why to patch EC2 instance is that you may want to patch EC2 instance, let's say every week, for example, as this system does. But then, like once a month, you actually run your pipeline, and you produce new AMI, and then you deploy new AMI, right? So then next time you launch this new AMI, it will already include all these patched packages. So that's the reason. But okay, let's see what else. Patch manager, using quick setup. Patch manager prerequisites. Okay, so it has to have this SSM agent installed. And then the question is SSM agent installed uh, on Amazon Linux by default? Supported operating system, yes. Supported, yes, but what about, is it installed? That's a question. Okay, let's see. How package release date. Da, da, da. Working with patch manager AWS CLI. That's probably what I need. Patch server environment. Right, so then there are a bunch of different commands how to do certain things. Okay, show me CloudFormation. Is there a support for CloudFormation? Patch. What? Patch a server environment. What? What is this even about? Well, so this is where I want to make things myself, right? Yeah, I need to read about it and understand which one to use. So the question is CloudFormation support, because I'm just imagining that I'm searching CloudFormation resources for SSM patch baseline. Patch baseline. Patch baseline is not what I need, right? Let's see. So if I look here, what kind of, there is only patch baseline. Patch baseline resource define the basic information. Patch baseline defines which patches are approved for installation on your instances. No, that's not what I need. Yeah. Okay, so as obviously as I expected, there is no support for CloudFormation. Not a big surprise, but anyway, let's see what else can be done. Patch baseline, yeah, patch baseline everywhere. Systems manager schedule. What? Scheduling centralized multi-account, multi-region patching. Oh my god. Um, patch policies. You know that's typical. Hello, Gio. Today, congratulations that you passed Terraform exam. That's good. That's how it should be. How hard was it? Did you have any challenges there, or was it just straightforward? Well, no, this is just noise. Okay, so this one is pretty good. Centrally deploy patch and operations across your organization. So every time when I read some AWS blog posts, I'm dreaming that at some point, instead of reading all of this human-friendly text, and then just think like, oh, you need to do this and somehow connect it and click on all of this and really become an expert. Uh, and then they say like, oh, you need to click somewhere here, do this and this. Good. I don't really want to do all of this. But then I really expect to see a link to let's say CloudFormation stack or even Terraform code where I can just click and this will do exactly what it's described. No, it's not happening. So that's why we need to create these Terraform AWS solutions. So instead of reading the article, let's read the conclusion. In this post, we showed how you can quickly set up patch scan. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want across organization. By using patch policies, blah, blah, blah. Fine, but tell me how to do this stuff through code, through any type of code. Okay, I'm reducing my expectation. I'm not expecting Terraform code, Terraform resources. Tell me at least in which way it is supported officially. So querying inventory data from multiple regions and accounts. That's not what I need. Athena, oh my god. More I work with AWS, more I think that they are completely okay with us becoming experts, like huge experts in all of these services. It's like SSM, Athena, Glue. I still have no clue what Glue is, to be honest. Like what is actually the purpose of it? And don't try to tell me that it's the best service because it's not. Okay, right. Enough complaining. So I think that there is no way to figure out which article I can use and just implement the solution as Terraform. So let's explore AWS CLI and see which things I can do through CLI, or let me think again. Is it supported in, so let's see, is it supported in SDK? And then decide, should it be Lambda function, or should it be AWS CLI call? The thing is that I want to establish this solution as the first um, kind of implementation of pattern, how to connect AWS CLI or Lambda with Terraform. So Terraform module will do the rest. It will be like a wrapper. So let's see, AWS SDK, SDK. No, let's start with simple CLI SSM patch manager. Patch. No, trabajo con patch manager. I didn't know that there is Spanish. Oh, that's cool. That's how I should learn Spanish. Instead of moving to Spain, I can just switch language. I didn't know that there are so many languages. Cool. I thought there is only Chinese and English. But okay, no, I cannot read it so quickly anyway. So, okay, working with patch manager, CLI, this one. No, that's not this one. Or this one. Why you don't search inside just on the Dominicus terraform modules? Yeah, well, the question is, I will search there as soon as I publish something there. Before, I don't have anything there. Okay, so patch server environment. Wait, patch baseline. That's, I think actually it is supported. AWS. Oh, yeah, that's another solution I can look into. Let's see. I'll open it in a tab, but before I want to search here and type for patch, just before I forget about it. So patch, obviously nothing meaningful here, but patch baseline, that's it. So patch baseline can be created using Terraform, right? Does it help? Yeah, not really. This is when I want to specify, when I want to make my own patch baseline. But in my case, as far as I remember, I can use just the default recommended patch baseline, which will mean that install everything what is not so bad. But okay, let's look into SSM here. So let's search for word patch baseline. No. Describe instance patches. No, describe, I don't care. Describe default patch baseline, no. Get patch baseline, no. Update page baseline. Wow, that's even not possible to do here. That's interesting. So what I want to do is I want to create, is it patch baseline? Maybe that's, obviously naming is pretty hard and I need to read version 2. Create page baseline. No, that's not a thing. Again, it works with one region. That's not the thing. But anyway, I will show you some cool tricks here. So stay tuned. I already know 2 steps ahead of what can be done. So just checking one more time that AWS CLI version 2, does it have maybe something else? So only get, describe, register. No, that's not the same. Update. No, okay, good. So there is nothing in CLI. Good. So this means that there is no way to do it using CLI. So I will have to write some Boto code. I mean, some Python code which will be using Boto 3. So let's start search with Boto 3 SSM patch. SSM patch. Where is it? Somewhere here. SSM client. So let's see. I really want to see. Maybe it is somewhere here. And I don't think it is here because these commands are exactly, yeah, these commands are exactly how they are inside of AWS CLI. Okay, so what it means, I cannot use even Boto for that. So what exactly I can use? One of the solution which just came to my bright head is to look into this AWS CC provider and hope that they patch. No, there is no patch. Okay, that was quick. That's it. Okay, so I thought that maybe there is a AWS CC resource which I can use to do something with SSM. No, there is no SSM. Interesting. SSM, documents, resources, resource policy. No, that's not the same. Okay, well, amount of actions is reducing pretty quickly. So I cannot use, looking into this list, there is no native support in Terraform, not in AWS provider, not in AWS CC provider. There is no support in CloudFormation, obviously not in CDK. There is no support in SDK, or yeah, SDK, not in Boto 3, not in CLI. What can be done? So let's see. Like I will show you some tricks. Hopefully it will be useful to figure out, like, when you work with something absolutely unknown and you, like in this case, I have no clue how it works. I thought I will just find one of the way and implement it, and it will be a good stream and everybody will be happy. Instead, I need to struggle with it. But let me show you how I struggle. So you go to this, I don't know why I'm in this region, and just to make things similar, I have everything in Ireland, so it's just easier for me to have that. Now we open our amazing web developer toolbar. We open network. What we do? We see a lot of different commands. Well, my window is so small, it's really hard to move things around. But what I want to show you guys is I want to see what kind of API calls this console will be doing when I do this. So first, if I just refresh this page, I can at least see some SSM post. Sometimes here I can see different calls or different methods just to understand what kind of connections is happening here. Like in this case, I can see that in order to load this page, my browser sent some call to this endpoint, and it receive get patch baseline response from SDK JavaScript. Or maybe there is better support in JavaScript. I'm not saying that I'm going to use it because I don't know JavaScript at all. But okay, just SSM patch. Who knows? Maybe there is just amazing support for everything what I need in JavaScript. So now let's see, patch, create patch baseline, describe, well, similar stuff. And again, it's only read operations. It's all like, no, some create as well, but mostly it's describe, list, get. Yeah, so nothing useful here. Okay, good. So I'm not going to use JavaScript SDK because it doesn't help. Right. So the next thing which I want to see is that when I fill in this page, let's say I write test, I specify something here, scan, install, use recommended defaults because that's what I want. I don't care about logs yet. I want to run just in current regions for now. All nodes. Okay, that's it. All nodes. Rate control, I don't care. And this, I don't care. Okay, so that's the thing, that if I now run, as you can imagine, this page did a lot of different calls, which is, well, the way how this web page is built. But if I click on this button, I don't even see what this button text is because my window is so small. Let me move things around. Okay. So if I have things like this, okay, the button says create. So if I click create now, that's important thing. I have to see what kind of API calls are being made. I saw CloudFormation. I saw a lot of CloudFormation calls. Okay, your patch manager quick setup. Why cannot they capitalize all letters in this word? Your patch manager quick setup is. Okay, jokes aside, let's take a look into what kind of API calls were performed, because it's obviously that it will be a lot of different calls. So where I was, let's see, I can probably use waterfall just to identify where I was. Okay, so that's it. Post, and then if I click on fetch XSR, and then if I look into CloudFormation, and then there was some huge cookie, and then there was So there was obviously a call to CloudFormation configuration type patch policy. Right, so I'm not surprised that this amazing service has just created CloudFormation stack for me, even if I didn't ask for it. But let's take a look. Of course. So they did CloudFormation stack for me inside of, probably inside of each region. I have selected one region, but they have created. So let's see what kind of resources they made. Um, they made, and while I'm looking at this, I'm always thinking, is it doable in Terraform as well? Because if it is, then it will be much easier to make SSM document, S3 bucket, uh, bucket policy, Lambda function. Oh my god. I am role S3 object, document role. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, so here they lost me. Uh, so there is no even word patch, right? The only word in resources, which is called patch. Okay, outputs. There are no outputs. Parameters. Mm. Selected base. Patch lines. Template. Viewing designer. Oh my god. Oh, let's click. Let's have some fun. Okay, the fun is over. Come on. I want to have some fun. Hmm. There is no fun here. That's bad. It's bad. I was already excited to have some fun, but fun didn't happen. Okay, so copy to clipboard. Yes. Now JSON to YAML. Okay, so let's take a look into this YAML file just to maybe understand it a little bit. Actually, I'm not sure that I even want. Oh my god, there are so large lambda function. Oh, ooh. Well, mm, oh yeah. So in order to do this simple thing, I need to have this big resource, but I still have problem with understanding how exactly this solution works. Because if I look into the article which they had here, where they say like, okay, you fill in this lots of different things, you specify regions, you specify all of this, and then you click create, and then I see this patch manager being deployed across mm, different stacks. But my question is, where can I see mm, patch summary? Is this the patch summary? Hmm. Okay, let's take this huge document and put it somewhere. I go to my code here, and if I now put it inside of tf those, I have what is it? Patch cloud formation. And then here I can put file, call it cf. No, what is it? Quick setup. What a wonderful name for feature. Quick setup. Quick setup SSM patch YAML. And put all my things here. Okay, so let's take a look into this document just to understand. Is it a good idea um, to split it and maybe make something? Maybe I can reuse it. That would be pretty cool because I can create my own. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can just pass these parameters into CloudFormation and it will create all these things for me. The thing is that I don't really want to rewrite it or update it because normally AWS, and also I'm afraid of these copyright things, which I honestly have no clue. Like if I copy it and put it in open source, then AWS may say like, oh, you took our property. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. So if I would put this, oh my God, if I would put this thing, if I make Terraform a resource, oh, I like it. If I put Terraform, if I make Terraform module, which will create CloudFormation stack using this file, and I pass different parameters into it, that's it. The reason why I didn't find this quick patch something resource and when I was searching API is because there are no such thing. There are resources of certain types. If I search for this now, S3 bucket, lambda function, log group, IAM association. Association. Not sure what does association means, but probably associate some sort of patch policy with this cron. Okay, fine. Document. This document is to trigger the lambda function to perform remediation. Sorry, my English, but what the fuck is remediation? Remediation of what? Again, I am role. And again, I am role. And another name tag delete lambda. What this does? What is this? Is there a way to understand what it does? Maybe this one. This handler responds to CloudFormation stack delete notification. It is responsible for detaching all name tags from target nodes, including nodes that are no longer a target of the quick setup, but for which drift has not been removed. Oh my god. Oh, not so excited. So that's why if I can use this thing like the way it is without any manipulation, that would be amazing. Here is another custom. Yeah, that's magic. Another log group, another association. Not sure what association means. Um, another association. And another association. Oh my god. Why so many association? Is it a club or what? Association. Uh, well, I'm really thinking that I can just use this CloudFormation stack and pass it into Terraform, and that's it. Maybe that's one composite document for quick setup, managing instances. Oh my god, just a collection of words. I don't understand what this is like. A collection of, yeah, keywords. Uh, check. AWS branch. What is this branch? Hmm. So, well, if it is, if all it does is just, um, how to say, it is the same as in UI, then I can just use it right away without understanding it. Perform remediation. Sounds cool if it works. But yeah, that's actually the case. If there are any errors or any problems with this code, how can I patch it? Like, let's say if some of the Python script does not work, it can also happen. Hmm? No idea. Okay, I will probably mm, make use uh, of this YAML, not YAML, of this CloudFormation stack, and hope that it works. Let me see, maybe I can find it even. Not sure where to find it. So what I wanted is that I want to have a URL where this CloudFormation stack is, so that it's actually versioned. Mm. Right, okay, put it this way. Let's see, if I'm inside of my solutions module, let's see, I will just start making progress and then figure out how it goes. Git checkout. What is it? It's going to be quick setup SSM patch, something like this. Okay, and where is this? Solutions, modules. And how to call it. This is really important to figure out how to call this magic. SSM patch, quick setup. I think SSM is like name of the service, which is kind of important. SSM patch, quick setup. Ta-da. Add Okay, so now let's look into this folder just to figure out what we need here. So we don't need dist. We need src? Yes, inside of src we will have our quick setup. Okay, and inside of main, what will happen is pretty much call to CloudFormation, call to CloudFormation stack resource. Actually, quite interestingly, maybe at some point we will have to make a CloudFormation module for Terraform. That's gonna be cool. But for now, we are gonna to have a resource. It's indexing, so that's why it's not working. But okay, resource AWS cloud formation stack, right? Actually, I'm not sure how it's gonna even work when I want to create this in multiple regions. Should I handle this myself? Like how to connect Terraform, which execute things in one region, to control CloudFormation stacks deployed in multiple regions. I have no clue. But okay, for now, that's it. It's going to be this, and we have name. So it's going to be var name, for example. And what do we have? We'll have parameters, something what user will specify. We'll figure out this later. Yeah, well, there are a lot of different other things here. I don't know. But what? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We can use it the way it is. Count. Ooh. Count will be used to control the creation of this resource. Name, source, what is it? File name, or I don't know how it's called. Source. No. Parameters. That's it. Okay, I think that's it. We don't need to do anything else with other serverless resources. So I just need to figure out this CloudFormation stack, point to the file name, no outputs, no, no, no. Yeah, no, Putin who lost should be there. Putin it will load, so it's okay. Tags, yeah, maybe we'll use some tags. I don't know yet. Okay, so tags, name, cloud formation stack. What's going on? Name of the cloud formation stack, and it will be called, what is the default name, at least the name which it created for me. So for me it was stack set AWS quick blah 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 blah. LA is like Los Angeles. Well, what? That's pretty strange name. Let's make it simpler. So stack set, AWS, quick setup page policy. Mm, yeah, looks good. Is there um, is there is such thing as name prefix? No, there is no. So it should be a name. Okay, then it's good. Um, okay, so now we have this resource here, and if we look into examples, I need to make example and call it SSM patch quick setup, and so outputs I commented, um, variables, versions, same. So inside of SSM quick setup example, what should I do here? So it's gonna be SSM patch quick setup. Of course, I will change it documentation later, but for now it's this name, local name. No, actually, let's put it my current name because I want to import it and see if it's working as expected. So that's not needed. Of course, I will specify a lot of parameters there later, but for now, that's it. Okay. Outputs need versions. Okay, good. So what I want to do now is I need to figure out in the documentation how this so documentation for cloud formation stack, and here we have template body, template URL. Okay, so there is a limit 51 or template URL. Let's see. I do have possibility to link it to GitHub. That 51K, I don't have this yet. So let's say template body is simple enough for now, and template body should be JSON. Okay. So we should make this as a JSON, and oh, that was a question or comment. Sorry, I didn't see it. My window is way too small. Thought experiment. If CloudFormation was the infrastructure as code here instead of Terraform, how would AWS suggest we implement this? CloudFormation in CloudFormations, it seems pretty strange. No, they would come up like the natural way would be that they publish this as AWS solution. I think it's solutions library. Actually, it can be already here. That's a good point. So here, let's say you write, this is how they usually describe something, blah, blah, blah. You go through it, you read it, and then somewhere here you have link to launch. Somehow here you have CloudFormation template. So that's how they would recommend us to do it. But instead, they didn't link to the solution in the article, so that's why I didn't check this. But yeah, That's how they recommend it. So if we look into something more concrete, maybe instance scheduler on AWS. Sounds very practical, right? They have also CloudFormation instance schedule. Yeah, so they have a couple templates, and these templates will deploy all of this magic. Doesn't matter what exactly it is doing, but that's how they would come up with this solution. They probably did not write this article yet, but yeah, they also do something with SSM schedules. Okay, so going back, going back. Yeah, well, not really interesting to be honest, but this is AWS way of doing things. If you ask how people would really want to use it, in most cases, people would prefer much simpler solution, much more flexible, not the solution where you have lots of CloudFormation code and good luck understanding it. People want to combine it, customize it, and so on. That's why a lot of people are using CDK because they like this composability. Okay, so here we are with our amazing template. If I now look into my code and switch here, just move things around a little bit. So it's not SRC, let's call it templates. So here we have template body, and it's going to be JSON, and there is YAML encode, right? YAML encode from template file from module.what path. I think I do this in this one. I do this somewhere here. No, path.module, sorry. Path.module, path.module, template, so, and then quick setup SSM patch. No, let's rename it. Let's so quick setup SSM patch. No, I rename. I renamed wrong thing. So it should be SSM patch quick setup. SSM. What's going on? SSM patch quick setup. Right? Yeah. Good. So somewhere here. Do we need parameters there? No, we don't need it. So it's going to be not template file, it's going to be just file, right? Something like this. Parameters we'll fix later. Okay, so now if I go to examples and I go to SSM and I run terraform init, I finally made a shortcut for Terraform and Terragrant. I want to show it to you. This is an amazing shortcut. So if there is file called Terragrant HCL, then call Terragrant. If not, then just Terraform. So now I don't have to think about Terraform, Terragrant. I mean, I have probably typed this word thousands of times before, so I can imagine I could have saved maybe 3 seconds in my life. Okay, so t init, I just did it. So t apply. I don't want to have this created, but at least it was converted, and it's about to create this resource. Amazing. So now let's import this resource. It's going to be cloud formation stack dot this 0, right? So that's gonna to be my name. I need to put it in quotes because it's my shell. And I'm looking into documentation just to understand what kind of ID I should specify, and it says it should be name. So the name for my amazing stack is this one. Let's put it in double quotes as well. That resource does not exist in the configuration before importing. What? Ah, yeah, of course it doesn't exist because I'm importing. It should be under the module. It should be module.ssm patch quick setup, like this, right? That's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good. So now if I run terraform apply, I hope it doesn't say any difference, but it does. It really wants to change something. Let's see what exactly it's trying to change. So convenient to scroll 3000 lines. And it's trying to change from this JSON into this YAML. Yeah, obviously that's not gonna to happen. Hmm. Let's see. That's it. Yeah, that's okay. So I need to figure out what I should write. YAML decode and file, maybe YAML decode. Maybe that's encode and decode. No, it says string required. But if I run JSON encode of YAML decode, something like this. I'm just too lazy to think about it, but yeah, that was right. So first I read file, and then I decode the content of this YAML into HCL object, and then encode it into JSON, something like this. I'm pretty sure that you will need this at some point. Okay, and capabilities, uh, that's pretty important. It's trying to remove them, so my code should add them like this. And tags and tags, tags, var tags, something like this. Right, so I'm adding these tags and quick setup ID. Oh my god, what is this? Is this important thing or not? Quick setup type, quick setup version. Maybe that's actually important for some, I don't know, some orchestration of this thing. I don't know. I will add it here and see how it goes. I mean, now it will not do any changes. That's good. So it just tries to add these 3 tags, which I have. Good. So yes, I'm happy. Let's apply it, and it failed. I like the way it failed. Very helpful error message. Very, like the most helpful error message ever. It's just invisible. Let's run it again, and if I run it again, and it fails again. Okay, what I can run, I think minus minus debug, or no, not debug, minus, what is it? Somewhere I can write debug. I forgot where. Let's see. There is such a good newsletter where I remember this was covered. It's called Weekly TF, and in one of the articles somewhere in the past, oh, I can maybe search, oh my god, debug, um, somewhere at the top, no, oh, here is it, debug mode true. Let's see. So yeah, this one is, of course, it will be a lot, but I can put just debug mode true. Let's see. Put it, go back to my code, and here I put somewhere debug mode true. Oh, is this the right place? Maybe I need to. I'm not sure why it's not working. Maybe I need to de-in it, de-apply. Yeah. df log. No. Okay, didn't like it. Strange. But okay. Without it, maybe we will see some error message. Right. So here is error message, and the error message is member must have length less than 51. Okay. So what I can do is that I can temporarily put this file into my gist, just for fun, right? Gist. Just 1 second. Where is this? So here, if I put it, no, what is it? SSM patch quick setup YAML, and I call it public. No, I put it, okay, I put it into run. Okay, I should have this one. So this is my URL where this thing is located. Okay, I just put it online for fun. Hopefully AWS will not sue me because I put this on internet. So here, if I put this template body, oh wait, template body, will it work if I just put it like this? Will it identify that this is actually no, it's not template body, sorry. It's template URL. Updating template URL must be a supported URL. Oh my god, why it's not supported? I think it doesn't like txt actually. Yeah, I wouldn't like it myself, but I click it by mistake, so let's put it on let's change it. So here is the updated URL. I just renamed this file and it's called YAML. So it should be happy now. Yes. Nope. Template URL must be a supported URL. Why it's not supported? Come on. Okay, I think I'm doing something stupid here. It's not related to the module itself. Anyway, the point is that what I'm trying to do, let's kind of summarize this stream because it's already too long time. What I wanted to do, let's kind of conclude and let's move on. I will finish it maybe offline and, well, publish the module. Hopefully it was useful for people who attended. So here is the conclusion. What I wanted to do was the creation of this SSM Manager quick setup, which essentially is just CloudFormation stack, which AWS created for me, and that's it. So now what I need to do is that I have investigated different ways how this can be deployed. I think in total there are about 6 different ways how this can be deployed and where this resource is available. And it turned out that this quick setup is just creation of existing resources like AWS, S3 bucket or Lambda function or logs or IAM roles or something like that. So it's not really very new resource. A lot of SSM documents, associations, and other things. So instead of splitting this CloudFormation template manually and then figuring out how to implement it, I just decided to make CloudFormation stack with Terraform. So the Terraform will deploy this CloudFormation stack and hopefully it will be working fine. That's it for today. There is nothing else to say about it. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks everyone for attending and thanks everyone for finding time. Hopefully it was useful. See you next time. Not next week, but maybe in 2 weeks. Bye.